Thank you all for being here today. It's amazing to see so many beautiful women in this room here today. Really, you guys are my inspiration. It's amazing for me to see you guys here. So my name's Sabrina Cardone, and I'm 14 years old. Now, whenever I attend these kind of things, and whenever I talk to you guys, the number one question I get, do you know what it is? The number one question I get is, how do I be a good parent to my kids? Now, it's crazy because they're not asking me how to be a good kid, which I know how to do. They're asking me how to be a good parent, which I've never tried before. Now, although I'm not a parent, and I am a good kid, get out a piece of paper and a pen, because today I'm going to be telling you my tips from a kid of what are the things to do, what are the things that work on people my age, on kids. How do you raise socially contributive members of society good kids? So first off, there's the balance between yeses and nos. You might think that by giving your kids free range of life, hey, give them everything and they can't hate me, right? Wrong. The truth is that without the proper barriers in life, without no's in life, people are not happy, and this applies to kids too. Obviously, complete control is also not good. You can't say no to your kids all the time, and you need to give your kids the freedom to grow and the freedom to expand and explore the world. But it's really important to find the balance between the yeses and the nos. How much freedom is too much freedom, and how much control is too much control? You need to find that happy medium, and with that, your kids they'll be happy in life. I know that when I have a good balance between the yeses and nos, I'm a happier version of myself. I mean, my parents tell me no more often than they tell me yes, or at least it feels that way to me. Like, for instance, I wanted to go to dinner one time with a friend of mine, and they both said no. And obviously, I was upset about it. I wanted to go to the dinner, but I understood that they had their reasons for saying that I couldn't go, and I respected that. Secondly, love and attention. I can't stress this point to you enough. You need to love your kids. Your kids need that love. You have to pay attention to them. They need to know that you love them. Now, I have a saying, I made it up like a year ago, but if you don't give attention to your kids will get it from somewhere else. Like, when my dad died, not my dad, my dad's dad, when he died, sorry, that's a bad omen, That didn't happen. Forget about that, guys, please. Don't tell him. When my dad's dad died, my dad turned to drugs. So it's your responsibility as a parent to make sure that you give them that essential love that kids need through growing up. Little kids to someone my age and even young adulthood, people need love from their fathers and mothers. My parents stop what they're doing to make sure that I have the attention that I need from my parents and that I know that I'm loved. Exchange. I'm bound to a contract to exchange with my family. And they remind me of this agreement. And I feel a little bit uncomfortable talking about that sometimes because there's people on the internet and stuff that think that I shouldn't be allowed to exchange and that I should be allowed to just be a kid. But don't kid yourself. Ha ha ha. Kids want to be able to be in exchange. They want to help. Everybody wants to help their parents. That's why when you're asked the question, what would you do if you won the lotto, you'd say, oh, I'd pay off the debt on my parents' house. Oh, I'd buy my parents a house. Give your kids something they can do comfortably, where they feel like they're contributing to your family unit. They're a part of that family unit. And for them to actually feel like they're a part of it, they have to contribute to it. So an example of this is when I was younger, we had something called like a 20-star list. So whenever we did something good, we would get a star on the list. And when we got to 20 stars, we could buy something worth $20. It was a good way for me to be in exchange with my parents and also, get a little gift. This one might just be the most important. Be a good example. You have to be a good example to your kids. They're listening to you. They're watching you. They're learning from you. You are their number one example in life. And even if sometimes they don't act like it, they look up to you. They see everything and they record it all. They're going to base their lives on the example that you guys set. My parents, they have excellent work ethic. They give to others and they want to help others. That's the example that they're setting for me. Be the example you want your kids to become. Communication. Communication. Open communication is where your kids feel safe to speak to you about anything. And it's tricky because as a parent, I understand that you want to get upset when your kids mess up. But you can't do that because your kid has to know that they can trust you, and you can't penalize them for communicating with you. You have to understand that as kids, we don't actually have that many people to communicate with, and we need our parents. Finally, lastly, stability at home. You guys can't be crazy at home. You guys can't go doing crazy things. You have to have a stable household, screaming at each other, getting drunk in front of your kids. Your household has to be predictable, consistent, and safe because the world is weird enough. You can't have a reality TV show house. You can't have a reality TV show household. My household is a highly stable environment. There aren't weird things happening. Despite what the internet might say, my parents, they're good parents. So I promise you, if you work on these 6 simple things, your kids will benefit and be happier. And I know that when they're in place for me, I benefit and become happier. I hope you enjoyed my perspective on parenting as a kid for you today. Thank you so much for listening.